Okay, so let's go ahead and now start bringing the files into Civil 3D. And like I said, we're going to bring the files in as Xref files. So we're going to protect the original one, have its own thing, and then we're going to bring these in as Xref. So that's the plan. Okay, now what I did was I opened up Civil 3D, and I actually opened mine up just plain, so there was nothing that came in. If you start a new file, I would suggest you start a new Civil 3D. If you go to here to start and you go over to Autodesk, let me see if I can find Autodesk. Here it is, AutoCAD Civil 3D 2011, and then you have a couple things that you can pick. Go ahead and pick AutoCAD Civil 3D 2011 Imperial. When you do that, it'll open up a English file of Civil 3D. We're dealing with that, so we don't want to deal with metrics, so we're good. That's our plans, okay? I, on the other hand, just open it up without any pre-thing, just to show you how to start a new file if you have if you already had one open or whatever. And so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come to the C right here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to New, and it's going to open up this little template thing. And I'm going to come up here and say, okay, I want to pick AutoCAD Civil 3D Imperial NCS. Go ahead and open it, and that's going to open up my file accordingly. Now I have a dark background if that's the problem. Sorry, but that's what I got. I got a dark background. And what you'll notice is this is a little bit different from AutoCAD. There are certain things that look the same, like here's drawing tools, here's my ribbons, I've got a few icons over here. I've got this open up. This is called the tool space, and we're going to be messing around with a lot of these things later. But this is something that is set up specifically for Civil 3D in this case, and kind of is a browser to show all the things that you add into your file. So it keeps a little bit of history of it, stores it in a certain area, and it's an organizational tool as well as a tool to use for creation and all. So this is a pretty good little tool space to use. And so this is Civil 3D. Now, like I said before, we are going to come in and we want to Xref in those files that we did before. So let's go ahead and do that. It's easy enough to do, and if you would like to, you could come in and you could go to Insert and you can find your Xref data and stuff like that. I'm going to use the old-fashioned AutoCAD method of being able to use text. And so let me go ahead. I'm going to create a text. I'm going to use the text command. I'm going to type in Xref. I'm going to hit Enter, and it's going to come up with this nice little thing. It says, hey, this is drawing 3, which is actually what I named it. That's already here, but I'm going to bring in some reference files. Now, what type of reference file do I want? Well, I want a drawing file. So I'm going to click on that little button that says .wg. I'm going to go find the file that I want. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and bring in xtopo. And so I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to say open. And it's going to come up with some information. It's going to ask, do you want an attachment? Do you want an overlay? Do you want to scale this up? Where do you want the insertion point? Now remember, this is something that we messed around with before. I said keep the insertion point at 0, 0, 0. That will be the way that I can bring in all these files and have them lay on top of each other without being displaced or whatever. And so I'm just going to go ahead and look at all of this, hit OK, and the files are going to come in, and it's like, oh man, where are they? They're actually here. If I go in and type in Z for zoom and E for extents, there they are. They're over here. Now the origin's way down in this direction, if I'm not mistaken, so that's why you couldn't see them. But this is them coming in at the position that they were set up. So that one's pretty good. Let me come in again, go to drawing, and let me find boundary and work area. Hit open, hit OK, and look, that drops in right where I wanted it before, right where it was before. But the advantage is now it's its own file, it has its own information, and I can use it for my drawing. So one more time, I typed in Xref. Let me close this up just to bring it back up. Xref. That brought in my reference, external reference. The ones I want to add in new ones, I come in here and click Attach Drawing. It's this little icon right here. And then I go and find the drawing. So I came in and brought in Xtopo, and I brought in Boundary and Workspace. And both of those came in, just kept the default stuff, and everything's set up. Life's good. And we can kind of go from there. All right? Good. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in and actually create a surface to do a lot of our calculations on. And so that's going to be the next step in our little project. All right.